Well, speaking of jail, Keefe D is still locked up.
Yeah, I thought about him when I walked in here for some reason.
Yeah. And his lawyer did an interview on, Las Vegas News where he basically said that Keefe D is a liar. He was never in Las Vegas. He only told these stories to make money and to get out of another criminal case. And they can't place him there. And he's going to get off with this defense. Now, I remember I brought this up to Greg Kading because I figured this was going to be the defense. He said, that's not going to fly. We have all these witnesses. We have this, we have that, we have all the stuff. But, this is going to be the defense. There's no other defense.
Right.
You already admitted to what you admitted to, and then you retold the story on different platforms. It's all on tape.
And they got a book.
The book isn't covered under the proffer agreement. And he's an older man. He's like 60.
Yeah.
I mean, how do you see this turning out?
Bad. It goes back to shut the fuck up, excuse my language. People just don't understand. This fame stuff is addictive.
Yeah.
It's addictive. It's like, I'm thankful for social media. I'm thankful for you because you help propel my career, right? These are facts. I'm happy about that. But I also see the downfall of people who don't understand what this is. They come here and they think to talk about a crime they committed won't get brought back up to surface, right? Don't think somebody's gonna let that slide. But people watch your show. The cops watch your show.
Yeah, no, I'd heard that the chief detective in the Keefe D case, he said that my interview with Keefe is what kind of piqued his interest.
Right.
And it was a big interview.
It was a big interview.
Millions of people watched it.
And like I said, I still rock with my crew in Compton. I still rock with my crew in Cleveland.
Yeah.
They come to my shows and everything, we talk. And they was really mad at Keefe.
Oh yeah, no, I remember I did an interview yesterday. It was a guy from France, and he was working for like the Time magazine of France. They're doing this big article on Keefe D, so he met up with me to interview me about it, whatever else. And he showed me, he had went out to Compton to interview about a bunch of Southside Crips that know Keefe and stuff like that. And then he showed me a picture. One of their phones had this cartoon that someone made of basically Keefe telling on himself.
Wow.
Like, and talking himself into prison. It was like a cartoon that someone made.
Yeah.
And they have it on the main screen of their phone.
Yeah, it's insane. Like, and all my crew is hustlers. OGs now. They about their grandbaby. They want to go to the park and cook on the grill. This conversation comes up a lot of times. And we just wish Keefe the best. And, when people get in trouble, they always say, where's your friends? Like everybody was saying, where's Puffy friends at? And I wanted to share with the world that you young kids, I don't know who taught you this way of thinking. When you get in trouble, you're on your own.
Correct.
I don't know where they started at. Your friend's supposed to speak up for you, and where are they? That's not the way this works.
The best you could hope for when you get into some sort of trouble is that your real friends will just remain silent and not pile on.
And they talk to you. They actually, you need something. But if you're rich already,
they talk to you behind the scenes, but you can't expect, and I've gone through this myself, you can't expect for your friends to start a big public crusade in your honor.
Yes, it doesn't happen.
Some people will do that who really feel indebted to you, but most times your friends will be like, hey man, listen, I'm going to remain quiet, but I'm not going to add to your problem.
Absolutely. You're supposed
and
to
that's fine.
Yeah, I don't get it.
That's fine.
They think they're supposed to have this parade. No, dog, the rules in life. You get in trouble, you're on your own. Now, don't get me wrong, when you beat it, everybody will come around you and you celebrate and have a party.
Right.
But when you go into court, people ain't gonna get in that car with you and go up there with you with the judge.
Nah, you're on your own, man.
You're on your own.
You're on your own. And look, listen, Suge Knight's in jail saying free Keefe D, saying Orlando wasn't the shooter, and they're saying they're gonna call Suge Knight to the stand. Good luck with that. That's gonna be a train wreck.
That's a train wreck.
Because Suge hasn't cooperated, period.
Right, Suge is not that kind of guy.
He's not that kind of guy.
He's not that kind of guy.
And in fact, you put him on the stand, it's probably going to cause more problems.
I agree.
Than advantages.
I agree.
Because there's so many things with Suge that's just going to fall apart.
I agree.
You know?
Mm-hmm.
Listen, man, I hope Keefe gets through it. It was never my intention. You know, like I remember this really got me because, you know, we're talking about the Robert Durst documentary.
Yes.
The filmmakers, the documentary makers, I remember reading this. They filmed the whole interview, and the interview was sitting on their hard drives for like a couple of years, and then one of their like assistants found, you know, the audio of Robert Durst admitting to the murders at the end. So they called the authorities and turned that footage in. I would never do that. I think that's grimy.
You are kidding me.
They called him up and basically they made an agreement with law enforcement because they're going to play that part of the episode as the last episode, and they're going to arrest him right afterwards. But they wouldn't arrest him until the final episode ran. But they actually, the documentary filmmakers worked with authorities to put this guy in prison for life. I would never do that. In fact, I remember when Keefe came in and did his first interview, he walked out of the room to talk to his co-writer who was there in the room with us, and my cameraman looks at me and said, "The mic's still on." And I said, "Turn it off. I'm not here trying to catch people on hot mics."
Right.
It's not my style.
Yeah, it's not your style.
It's not my style. I want people to know, listen, when you sit in front of me and you talk in front of these cameras, you're wearing a mic and
Yes.
there's another mic pointing at you and there's 3 cameras pointing at you. You know for a fact that all of this is going to publicly come out.
Absolutely.
But if you walk out and think you're having a private conversation and I put that out,
Yes. I totally agree.
we would have a different kind of relationship.
No.
And I would have a different type of image.
I think that you are a stand-up guy, and let me tell you why. No matter what people have said, Vlad is the police, Vlad is this.
Right.
You know who you are.
Yeah.
You have never let that sway you any kind of way. And when people used to try to hit me up about TK, why you doing Vlad? And I used it as to tell them, no man should never tell another man who to be friends with. Mm-hmm. Because if you're a man, you make decisions on your own. And this ain't no we in the street type of business. This ain't you're gonna give me a bottle of liquor at the liquor store. This is a genuine friendship. We was associates at first, now we're friends. Because we 9, 10 years in deep now. Easy, you know?
No, longer than that. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm one of the first comics that you've had.
Yeah, sure.
And our relationships have just grown and grown and grown. Our reputation, things you've probably heard of me, you see that as I've grown as a man, like, wow, TK has really developed. Even my man DL will sit here and say how TK has evolved as a man. To hear people talk about me in such a positive way means everything to me.